With the Senior Bowl a month away, here are my top safeties in the 2023 NFL Draft. And what's crackalackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. I always look forward to hearing from you. And special thanks to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring the video. If you like weekly fantasy, whether that's football, baseball, basketball, or player prop bets, check out Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code Broshmo when you sign up, and they'll hook you up to start your betting journey. Remember, my friends, bet responsibly. Let's go ahead, get into this sucker with number 10, Ronnie Hickman, Rocket Hickman. That is, man, this is a cat that played both sides of the football in high school. 6'1", 207, had a solid season indeed. 54 tackles, 5 pass breakups, 3 pressures. That's right, this guy got involved in the the blitzing game. Also an interception. He plays great, dude. He plays with his head on fire. Hair on fire is probably the better term. I'm sure head on fire is a bit different. But this dude's a beast coming downhill, navigating traffic, just tracking down to get into the ball carrier. I think one of the one of the things I do appreciate about him, I think he might end up being a box only guy. And I say that because the short area quicks are real nice. He knows how to establish leverage on blocks, and he controls the hip pockets of pass catchers, forcing throws to the sideline, so he could take those tight ends in the flat, or running backs out on wheel routes and such. He also brings a ton of special team experience. He plays extremely strong behind the line of scrimmage. This year he had a 6.2, I believe. 16% missed tackle rate. So that's all right. That's pretty par for the course for a safety. Typically, again, when you have those 18 to 20 missed tackle rates, it's a wee bit scary. But in terms of what he's doing underneath, man, only allowing a catch rate of 43.3% is exceptionally solid. Now, injuries were a thing early in his career. You go back to senior year in high school, he had ACL sprain. Let's see here. We also got a undiagnosed injury back in 2020. I said undiagnosed, undisclosed injury back in 2020. So maybe something to look at, specifically what that injury was back in 2020. Did it deal with the ACL? Just out of curiosity. He's a good athlete, but I haven't seen too much range from him. But I think he'd be fine lining up in the box and slot, or even split high. Didn't make too many plays on the football till this season, where he had 5 pass breakups. Still only the 1 pick, but very solid prospect. Got a 4th round grade on him. Number 9, I got Brandon Joseph. This was an all-time favorite of mine. A guy I thought was gonna really explode on the scene there at Northwestern after a breakout 2020 season. Kind of had a down 2021 year. His 2022 was fine. It was fine enough. He missed 2 games this year because of an ankle injury. I do like the versatility. A guy that can play in the box, play deep, play in the slot. He's also very capable of playing outside corner as well. If you look at his measurements, 6'1", 196, so I like that. I think he's a very smooth athlete, very oily hips in his transition, has good range, and continues to find himself in the right place at the right time, though the ball skills have not been as good as they were in 2020. Kind of a big letdown there. Very fluid mover, navigates traffic well around the line of scrimmage, has some nice bursts coming downhill, and while he does play the run well, he does lack the bulk to be a consistent finisher. He had a missed tackle rate in 2021 of 20%. This year it was down to 11%, so like to see that. I wouldn't say he's an elite athlete, not elite explosiveness or anything, and just really not being able to rekindle the production that he saw in 2020. A bit of a letdown. Still kind of a borderline top 75 prospect for me. Got a 3rd round grade on him. All right, number 8, we have J.L. Skinner, and just straight up, man, other people are gonna really like this guy more than I do. I just don't really see a high-end role for him in the NFL. But let's go ahead and get into him. 6'4", 220. Had a very good year. 4 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, 66 tackles as well. Let's see. He also missed tackle rate at 12%. Fairly solid. Made first team All Mountain West this year. Did opt out of the bowl game, but big whoop-de-doo. Dude hits like a brick through a windshield. This man's massive. He might as well transition to linebacker, in my opinion. He's got good length to clog passing lanes. Does a good job of tracking what's going on in the backfield. Shows good closing speed on ball carriers as well. At the length just makes him live anytime when he's around the football. If you go back to 2021, he had 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups. Again, this year, 3 pass breakups, 4 interceptions. And he's played a variety of coverages there at Boise State. Has the length, has the processing skills, and just the mentality of that enforcer mentality that really probably makes him a day 2 pick. A team will be like, you know what, we don't mind this guy being like, I guess, a dime linebacker, maybe even just transition into linebacker altogether. Probably going to be, if you do see him as safety, probably the best box only safety in this class. But I mean, again, like, not wowed by the movement skills. I don't think he's the most fluent athlete. He is a bit stiff in the hips. Doesn't exactly explode out of his back pedal. And really, like, he's the type that relies on physicality and can get caught going for the big hit. There we go, rather than the wrap up. Though the missed tackle rate does not reflect that. That has been an issue in college, but could be in the NFL. Really could. There are times he's late to reads, but few and far between. At that point, just kind of nitpicking. Got a 3rd round grade on him. Some people are going to see him as top 50. Some people are going to see him as top 75. I do like him in that, like, mid to late day 3 area. Next, we got Jair Brown out of Penn State, 5'11", 202. Got him as a top 75 prospect. And admittedly, the next one, let's see, 1, 2, 3. The next 4 prospects feel a bit interchangeable. It really depends on what you're looking for. It really does. But this cat initially was a junior college guy. Then he made his way to Penn State, used the extra year of eligibility from the Rona to return for 2022. Has been a leader on that Penn State defense. This dude's just a ball hawk. He really is. He anticipates passing concepts, jumps on them, and will hardly be caught out of position to make a play, and really has flashed the ball skills going back to 2021. 6 interceptions, 3 pass breakups. This year we had 4 interceptions with a pass breakup. Did a lot of good stuff around the line of scrimmage this year. 5 sacks, 15 pressures. Kind of love to see it. He understands and recognizes route concepts and has the explosiveness and short area quicks to make plays underneath, and just has that big hitter mentality. Does a good job of tracking guys out in space. Had a 14% missed tackle rate this season. He's kind of, I would say, he's very similar to Juwan Brisker in some regards. Now, he may be he's more explosive than he is fast. That's why I kind of like him as a split high or a box guy. Doesn't really possess that center fielder range, and is just more of that box split high safety type of guy. Has that hit stick mentality when blowing up plays around line of scrimmage, and occasionally will whiff on tackles. There are questions about his length that I've seen other people say. I'm not too worried about that, but again, we'll find out more at his pro day at the combine when he gets measured out. If he can contest the catch point against larger, it's gonna be a question when it comes to his length. Like, will he, like, if he does come in suboptimally, then it's gonna be a question: can he contest the catch point against larger, more physical receivers or even tight ends? More like out in space, like more shifty guys that have light feet have kind of broken this cat's ankles. I think that it was in the Ohio State game. I forgot who did it to him, but man, because they were going outside, broke back inside, and man, you just saw Brown on the ground, ankles left behind. It was rough. But this dude's a tone setter, man. Big fan of this cat. Next on the list is Jordan Battle, senior out of Alabama. Got him at 6'1", 206. Didn't really show the ball skills this season, but was a consistent tackler. 11.8% miss tackle rate, but didn't contest the catch point like you would want to see. And what he's basically able to do, like, he's very aggressive, overtly aggressive. Like, that's just kind of his mindset. You see it as a tackler, because he likes to strike tall or strike high and can definitely lower that hitbox when it comes to tackling. He is a bit of a thumper as a tackler, but I think he's got solid athleticism. Like, I think he's explosive. He's powerful. It's a good combination of that. He's very imposing when it comes to coverage. Like, he really does strike fear in guys that want to go over the middle of the field and make a catch. He plays a lot in man coverage, which honestly, I think he's a fluid enough athlete to do so. Like, he explodes downhill, shows good balance, navigates traffic well, especially against the run. Didn't show the ball skills this year, but if you go back to 2021, like, he had 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups. He had 2 pick sixes in 2021. So it's not to say the ball skills aren't there. They just weren't as present this season. And let's see, he could be a bit more smooth out of his transitions and from his back pedal. So maybe a guy I don't want to put in the slot a ton. He usually loses step in coverage. So there's going to be questions about his range. A lot of people are going to be curious how he tests out. Surprised he didn't really decide to come out last year in the draft, which made me curious. Like, what was his projection? Like, why did he decide to come back to Bama? Maybe he was just chasing a natty. Who knows? Next, we got Christopher Smith. Just won the national championship just the other day. Congratulations, Christopher Smith. Out of Georgia, 5'11", 195. Decided to use an extra year from the Rona to return for the 2020 season. Ended up being a first-team All-American. Had 4 pass breakups, 3 interceptions. And this dude's just so explosive coming downhill. He shows quicks on ball carriers and potential pass catchers. He's improved how he reads and reacts to route concepts underneath, and he's flashed a good nose for the football. His range is better than you'd expect. He reads the quarterback's eyes extremely well and hits the trigger the moment the quarterback does. Like, the minute the quarterback's starting to wind up, he's already headed there. You love to see that. He can be a bit clunky when turning and going. However, he gets the top speed really quick. He flies around. Out of guys like Jair Brown, Jordan Battle, and then the next guy I'm going to talk about on the list, he's probably the best center fielder. He's got a good range. I think good range to him. Tracks the ball exceptionally well in air. Shown legit ball skills. He wants to be a bigger hitter, but a 5'11", 195 is not always going to happen. He has been an inconsistent finisher, 15% missed tackle rate, which isn't all that bad, though. It really isn't. I don't think it's detrimental. When in pursuit of ball carriers, he doesn't always take the best angles and will undershoot or overrun plays. It can be a bit quicker to read and react on plays over the top, but again, he has that good makeup speed to help him out. Yeah, man, I honestly, like, when it comes to these 4 guys, like, you got Jair Brown, your tone setter. You got Jordan Battle, just this very physical guy that's capable of running with tight ends and running backs out the backfield. And then you got your nice rangy center fielder. And then next on the list here at number 4, we got Sidney Brown out of Illinois. 6 foot, 205. Had a banger season. If you didn't know, he is actually the twin brother of Illinois running back Chase Brown, who will also be in the draft. He was a first team All Big Ten this season. And at 205, man, very good athlete. Like, back in high school, this guy used to run the 400 meter, the 100 meter, and you see that speed, man. He's nice, he's compact. He's like a bowling ball being shot out of a cannon. And it's a shame. I really think this is a cat that probably could play deep more than more than Illinois let him. Like, he played a majority of his snaps in the box, even had 177 snaps in the slot this season. But I love his attacking mentality. He's willing to meet pass catchers at the catch point, plays with good violence. The hidden ability is just top notch, has the range to be a ball hawk. But again, we didn't really see him in that role. I can't wait to see him at the Senior Bowl. Plays with an aggressive style. As you can see, the missed tackle rate hovers around 17% from this year to last year. So it's a bit up there. You got to imagine maybe when he gets to the NFL, that goes to like 18 to 20%. So maybe you're a little turned off by that. But there's gonna be questions about his length. And I came into the year, can he be someone that consistently challenges the catch point? Can he display ball skills? We haven't really seen a ton of ball skills from him. And then voila, this season, 6 pass breakups, 6 interceptions. Big part why he was a big riser and a guy with just a very good body type that I think could really play any role you put him in. So big fan of this cat. Big fan. Can't wait to see more of him. And then here comes my top 3. Starting at number 3, Jamie Robinson got a top 50 grade on him. He is 5'11", 203, had a solid year. Love the low missed tackle rate, 7.4%. He was everywhere. 14 pressures, 3 pass breakups, had a pick, had a sack, 88 tackles, forever and always around the football. Played early in his career, back when he was in South Carolina, played a lot out of the slot. This season, he played more of a traditional safety role, but did play a good bit in the slot, over 160 snaps there in the slot. But a very good athlete who just, once he plants his foot, he's gone. He's going. I love the change of direction. It really just gives him a good center fielder potential, though, to be fair, didn't see a ton of that this year at Florida State. Really wasn't asked to do a ton of that. Also has the short area quicks to stick with guys in the slot, or if he's in the box, he comes downhill with good speed. Love the closing speed. Will throw caution to the wind as a hitter, but again, at his size and with his low force missed tackle rate, I'm not too worried about it. I'm really not. He trusts his eyes more this season, resulted in more in him disrupting the catch point more often than not. As you can see, he has a 56% catch rate. A lot of those balls were jarred out thanks to Robinson. Now, early career, yes, played a lot in the slot, but he played more safety in 2022. Looked good. Does kind of lack the ideal length for the position, which is another question. Again, won't really know until it actually gets measured out at like a Senior Bowl or a pro day combine. I don't know if he's going to the Senior Bowl, actually. Being a 4th-year junior, I'm kind of don't know that answer. I mean, I guess I could check real quick, but you could do your own research. Now, when in off coverage, he does give a bit too much of a cushion, and he is a bit conservative when letting receivers get behind him. Part of that is route recognition and just trusting his eyes more, which, again, he did much better at this season. He was flagged a ton when in the slot over the course of his career. So maybe just because he's got the reps in the slot, he has the certain traits you like to see in the slot, might not be a guy you want to consistently put in the slot, because when he was there, he was a penalty machine. So maybe you just keep this guy in the box, split high, shoot, man, maybe even deep, man. I think he has that flexibility to him. Got as a top 50 prospect. And then Antonio Johnson here at number 2, played more of a traditional safety role this season. Did miss 3 games with an undisclosed injury this year. Didn't play in the bowl game because guess what? They didn't make it. The Aggies were not a good team this year, but the defense played well. They were really let down by the offense. But 6'3", 195, man. Dude has a great frame, super long, explodes downhill, shows insane closing speed, kind of a do-it-all box player. Honestly, maybe ideally, his spot in the NFL is slot. Like, I love him as his big slot, but he is capable of playing a more traditional safety role. Like he could stop the run. He was very good. Very good tackler back in 2021. Playing more off, you saw the tackle rate go, missed tackle rate go up a little bit, but again, nothing too I'm too concerned with. This guy can rock guys underneath. He shows good eyes and coverage, great build, great burst, and you just love the hustle. You love the motor this cat plays with. There are times he does open the hips a bit too early, and he can get worked by more shifty receivers, especially in the slot. And likewise, in off coverage, he will transition too early in his back pedal, hurting his ability to really make plays on the ball underneath. Kind of nitpicking here because really the bulk of his work has been solid. Would have liked to see more splash plays and coverage. Honestly, that's probably my biggest gripe with Antonio Johnson this season. No interceptions, no pass breakups. Like, I would love to see more splash plays from him. They're just not there, but he is just a solid prospect. And then finally, y'all should have known this was coming. I've been raving about Brian Branch all year. I absolutely love Brian Branch. Had a very, very good season. Mainly played out of the slot, plays that star role for Alabama. Played over 560 of his snaps in the slot. But I love this dude's play style, fearless from the run game to the pass game. He wants to make big hits and big plays every play. He has just a great nose for the football. 6 pass breakups this year, 2 interceptions. You look at the missed tackle rate, it's among the lowest in this class. Like, it might actually be the lowest at 3.3%. So this guy does not miss tackles. He is a very good athlete. Very good. Great short area quicks, good closing speed. He reads and reacts well, even though he can be a bit aggressive. Typically, the high risk, high reward, you're hitting our reward more times than not. He's shown patience as a blitzer, 7 pressures this season to go along with 3 sacks. Plays well out in space, and like, straight up, man, had a big year. I anticipated him to have a big year, really did. The probably biggest maybe concern is he plays primarily out of the slot. Typically, slot corners just don't get taken high. That's just not something that happens in the NFL draft. But I think with his skill set, he could definitely play off ball. I've seen people kind of equate him to like a Mika Fitzpatrick type, though I would say Mika Fitzpatrick was definitely a faster athlete, but not much faster. Brian Branch, I think he's going to test out exceptionally well when he does test out. He can be a bit high out of his transition, going from his back pedal. But again, kind of nitpicking. Like, if you watch this cat on the field, especially that Kansas State game, this guy flies everywhere to the ball. He's freaking amazing. He's a great prospect. It won't surprise me if some people have him top 10. So actually, I'm gonna come back when I do my big board reanalyze stuff. He might end up being a top 10 prospect in this class. But yeah, let me know who are some of your favorite prospects in this class. Kind of one guy I do want to mention that I wish made the list. He was sitting here at number 11. Is Jartavius Martin, who I know will be at the Senior Bowl, out of Illinois. A guy that had just a ton of pass breakups this year, 10 pass breakups, 6.1 missed tackle rate. And he was doing this basically primarily from the slot all year. So I'm kind of curious to see what they ask him to do at the Senior Bowl. But guy I just want to kind of mention. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.